I'm a Democratic political consultant in the Midwest. You know, Congress has a 10% approval rating now from the American public, the lowest since polling has ever taken place. And it's not a surprise because Congress doesn't get anything done anymore. Can't get a farm bill passed through the House of Representatives, so you certainly don't expect them to get immigration reform, simple legislation to require a background check for gun sales, or anything else of substance that moves our country forward, gets people back to work. This isn't going to change as long as we keep electing people simply because they're there. It isn't going to change as long as we have gerrymandered districts. It isn't going to change as long as campaign finance is not reformed. Go ahead.
Can I get you anything besides water or anything?
Iced tea would be great.
Sure. Anything?
I'm good.
Okay.
So, what now?
Keep going. That was a good interruption.
Okay. So, the problem with districts being gerrymandered is now most members of Congress merely have to win their primary, and it results in a coronation. And so rather than worrying about reaching out to people from their other political party or reaching out to independent Republican member of Congress, you're more worried about pleasing the right wing within your own party. You don't want to be challenged in a primary. Unfortunately, that doesn't result in a better representation in Washington. It results in ridiculous statements. It results in a congressman from Texas saying that his reason for opposing abortion is because he's witnessed fetuses masturbating. You know, you get a Democratic congressman from New York who sends a Twitter picture of himself in his underwear. You get to the point where members of Congress feel that they aren't responsive to the American people anymore. They only need to respond to the special interests that get them the financing they need to be reelected every 2 years. And when you think about what it costs to have a member of Congress, about $2 million every cycle, that's the cost of their salary, their office expenses, their perks. American people get frustrated that nothing can get done in Washington, that nothing gets passed in the House of Representatives. There's no leadership there. There's no manner in which that the majority can even get anything done. And that's the frustration that the average person has with what's going on in Washington now. The only way to change that is to be willing to vote across party lines, because it's likely that you vote for your own congressman. And if you vote for your own congressman, you're not going to get change in Washington. If you just keep sending the same person back over and over again and expect a different result, there's not going to be a different result. So that's where I think we are, at a point where we have to be willing to vote for somebody that's not from our party, or we're not going to get change in Washington. Politics has been, and it should be, the art of compromise. But currently in Washington, D.C., we have Republican leaders who are unwilling to compromise because they're afraid of the most right-wing members of their own party. They're afraid of the special interests. They're afraid of those people who finance campaigns for re-election. And as a result, we have the Koch brothers, we have the right-wing interest organizations, the lobbyists, deciding what the agenda is, not the leaders of Congress. They've lost control of their own caucus. And if we're going to change things in America, we have to change the way we run our elections. We have to change the way we finance our elections. We have to change who we send to Washington. We're not going to get any change under the current system, and certainly not under the Republican leadership in the House of Representatives.